Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. This is Mbaise Deserves to Know on NoireTV. I'll be handing over to our host, Ms. Choma Duru, who's the EVP for NoireTV, and she will take it away from here. I'll be in the background just to coordinate. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. And so NoireTV is global Black television. We're broadcasting around the world. We produce global Black content for audiences in over 28 million households. Domestically, you can find us here on Verizon Fios channel 269 and Optimum Cablevision channel 1100. But we also launched in an additional 33 markets in December 2021 when we joined Digicel, which is one of the top cable providers, media conglomerates in the Caribbean. And so we're also in Jamaica, Central and South America on channel 514. And so welcome tonight. We have a very special edition of Mbaise Deserves to Know on NoireTV, broadcasting live. I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, Miss Egbe. And I'll introduce herself.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ann Egbe. I'm a member of MAM USA in Baltimore here, Maryland. I pretty much know most of you there. So I'm going to co-host this Mbaise Deserves to Know today. Thank you and welcome.
So, gentlemen, this program, we're going to, for people that are back in Nigeria, we're going to have, Chioma is going to have the questions in English, and Ugweze and Ebe is going to transcribe that in Igbo, and you can choose to answer in Igbo or you can choose to answer in English. So that's pretty much it. I'll give it back to Chioma so she can go over the ground rules. We are going to try to just take it away and get into things quickly.
Awesome. So I believe everyone knows Emeka. Everyone's familiar with him. Emeka is the founder and CEO of NoireTV, but what you didn't know was that yesterday was his birthday. So happy birthday, Emeka.
Thank you.
So tonight, yes.
Happy birthday to you, Emeka.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I'm also from Mbaise, where I'm very happy to have some of this content on there. NoireTV is global Black television. We showcase Blackness around the world, which is from the Caribbean to the US. We're the first African TV station to have a cable TV license in the US. So we compete with stations like CNN, with BET, and the cable TV networks like that. But we're going to go ahead and jump into things directly with Chioma. If you can go over the ground rules so that we can move things along pretty quickly.
So we're going to run this program for about 30 minutes. We have several questions for the presidential candidate, for the vice presidential candidate, and for the board of delegates. Each person, we're going to ask the question. We're going to spend most of the time with the presidential candidate, and that person will have 2 to 3 minutes to answer each question. And I will be keeping time to make sure that everyone gets a chance to express their views. And, we make sure that we're hearing from everyone tonight. So as Emeka said, I will ask the questions in English and my co-host will ask the questions in Igbo. We're going to start with the presidential candidate, and I have, is Chief Wilson here? I don't see
Yes,
Chief
ma'am.
Okay, fantastic. So I'll allow you to introduce yourself and then we'll start with the first question.
Okay, my name is Wilson Iwu. I am married with 4 children and a lovely wife. I've been married for 25 years, going to 25 years. I have been in Mbaise leadership for the past 25 years. I have been a provost from my chapter, Houston, Texas, for 7 years. I have also been a vice president in Houston for 2 years. I have been a president in Houston for 6 years. To the national level, I have also been a provost for 4 years, making it 19. And was also the national chairman board of delegate for Mbaise USA for 6 years. Currently, I am the president of Igbo community in Houston. And I'm from Ihazu local government, from across the town to be precisely, in Ihazu local government in Mbaise. Thank you so much.
Fantastic, fantastic.
And,
So we are going to get into the questions.
One more
Chum, why
thing.
don't you take a lead, and
Okay.
and Ugo and
So-
they will we will answer it. Will have that question in Igbo.
Okay.
So the first question is, how do you plan to leverage your understanding of Mbaise's constitution to ensure effective governance and adherence to established principles?
Mrs. Ebi, can you give that in Igbo, please?
Chief Wilson Iwu, anyị na-asị, elee otu ị ga-esi were nghọta Constitution Mbaise, iwu Mbaise, elee otu ị ga-esi were nghọta ya were chịa ọchịchị ọ bụ na enye gị ọchịchị iji mee ka ọchịchị gị gaa n'ihu ka onye ọbụla ka ọ dị mma n'usoro atụmatụ the Constitution.
Ana m ekele unu ka ukwuu. Ana m ekele gị onwe gị jụrụ ajụjụ. Kemgbe ahụ bụ m onye isi ọkaiwu ndị Mbaise USA dịka onye gbara odibo dịka board chairman. Ihe gbasara idomi iwu bụ ihe doro m anya. Na unu mmadụ na onweghị ihe ọbụla nọ n'iwu ị ga-esi na ke ọ dị perfect. Onweghị anything dị perfect na constitution. But onye ọbụla maara ụzọ esi edomi iwu ga na-edomi ya. Ọ bụrụ ma m bụrụ president, aga m make sure that na iwu Mbaise ejidere aka. Ọ dịghị onye ọbụla a ga-emegide, ọ dịghị onye a ga-emegbu, ọ dịghị a ga-akpọfu na otu anyị maka iwe nwewa ọnụwa. Anyị ga-ahụ na anyị mere ihe ewu ihe eziokwu bụkwana ihe ga-adịrị ụmụ Mbaise niile nọ n'ụwa niile mma. Udo dịrị unu.
Thank you, sir. Chioma, can you go into the next question, please?
The next question is, can you provide examples from your leadership experience that demonstrate your commitment to serving the Mbaise's community and addressing its diverse needs?
Mrs. Ebe?
Okay, Chief Iwu, anyị na-ajụ sị, inwego ịnọgo n'ọchịchị na oge dị anya. Elee otu ị ga-enye anyị atụmatụ ihe ndị megoro n'oge ịchịrị ọchịchị ga-eji gosi nnọọ na ị ga-agbara ndị Mbaise odibo n'ọnọdụ onye isi iji na-akwado na-agba mbọ na-akwado ihe ndị Mbaise n'idiri nsogbu nọ n'ụlọ ma nke nọ n'ama ma nke nọkwa ebe anyị nọ. Nye anyị atụmatụ ihe ndị megoro ga-egosi na ịbanye ebe a na ị ga-awụ onye ruru echiri anyị were nyere anyị aka nweta ihe anyị chọrọ na Mbaise n'ụlọ na n'ama.
Ya, ana m ekele unu kemgbe ihe ọbụla m kwuru nga taa ị ga-eje jụọ ajụjụ ebe m chiri fụta ya na Houston ebe m chiri ọchịchị. Mgbe m chiri ọchịchị ebe ahụ, eji m enye ụmụaka scholarship, eji m nyere aka anyị azụta hall ebe anyị na-eji eme emume ma emekwe ma meeting today. Onwekwe any organization nọ na America or any family organization nwere their own hall. Mgbe m na-ebe ahụ, ekretiri m life patron bụkwana ke m bịakwara bịa mee introduce na the national mgbe m wụ chairman. Mgbe ọsọ m na-ebe ahụ, this VCC enwere ebe etudo na Houston ka anyị bidoro ihe. Mgbe m bịakwara na the national level, ọ ebe m bịara bịa mee introduce mere ejiri nwee ya today. And the experience m nwere as the president everywhere, even at the national level, even na board mgbe m wụ the board chairman, onye ọbụla awụ nwa Mbaise nọ na board ga-ama na m rụrụ ọrụ dịka nwa odibo na-agba ezigbo mbọ. Akwere m ndị mmadụ ugwu mekwana ihe ziri ezi. and ọhụrụ ma mbada to be president enwere ihe ndị dị ahụ anyị ga-agbanwe ihe ndị ke n'ugbo n'ọdịghị ke ha mere ọ dịghị ugwu ha kwegha o nweghị ihe ọbụla ha chọrọ ijide aka mee ihe ziri ezi ọnwụ gbuo tigbuo ọrụ ma mbada udo na ọganihu ga-adị mgbe m bịakwara na the national as the chairman of the board ịga na akwụkwọ iwu anyị nwere taa ọ dị ụzọ ihe asatọ eji arụ ọrụ dị ya expansion and exploratory committee ya wụ ihe na-ahụ maka ndị na-akpọbata ndị ọhụrụ ethics committee maka ndị kene arụ ọrụ okwu iwu ọmụa tinyechara ihe ndị even life patron anyị nwere taa ọkwa mụa tinyere ihe niile ndị ma medical mission guideline budget review committee ihe niile ndị adịghị ụzọ asatọ nọ n'akwụkwọ anyị taa even the liaison committee wuke a na-eji ekpeziri ndị ọbụla nwere nsogbu na m tichara ihe ndị and onye ọbụla wụ president na-eso ihe ndị amaghị nke ọ nọ kama ihe m na-arịọ ndị ọbụla chịrị ọchịchị wụ ha gbalịa hụ ndị anaghị achị n'anya kwekwara ndị ugwu and ọkwa ya mere mgbe m chichara ọchịchị as a board chairman ọ ya mere ejiri nye m ọkwa ka kacha ọkwa ibie na Mbaise taa ya ka a na-akpọ ambassador extraordinary onye ka emere ihe mefee karịa ibie ọ bụ tatu m ji today na ọ dịghị onye ọbụla ji eni na Mbaise USA udo dịrị unu.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chief Wilson. Chioma, can we move to the next question, please?
Yes. Chief Wilson, in your opinion, what are the most pressing challenges facing Mbaise today? And what specific strategies do you propose to employ if you are elected president?
Ugoeze, can you please address that in Igbo?
Chief Iwu, na nghọta nke gị ọ na atụmatụ nke gị elee ihe ị chere wụ ihe wu nsogbu ma ihe ga-anyịgide Mbaise ma ihe nyigidere Mbaise ugbu a ị ga-agwa anyị ihe ọwụ gwakwana anyị etu ị ga-esi wee tinye aka wee mee ka ugwu ahụ nyigidere Mbaise ka ọ nyịda ma anyị tinye gị n'ọkwa ka ị bụrụ onye isi na-achị Mbaise USA.
Udo dịrị gị. Kembụ ọrụ ma mba n'ọchịchị aga m ihe nsogbu anyị nwere today wụ adịghị n'otu akwa iwu ọwụ nsogbu anyị nwere taa ọrụ ma mba n'ọchịchị aga m make sure na ụmụ Mbaise niile nọrọ n'otu na adịrịghị n'otu na-eme ihe kwene dịka ụmụnne and aga m enwe ike ịkpọkọlayo ụmụ Mbaise dị iche iche ndị ọbụla na-ebe ha nọ onye ka ị maara ka ọ maara ya bịa nye aka bịa mee ka Mbaise dịrị mma onye odibo anaghị aka nna ukwu onye ọbụla na-asa abụ dịka prezident dịka odibo ndị obodo odibo kwena anaghị aka nna ukwu ya ọrụ ma mba nga ahụ aga m enye aka ịkpọkọlayo ụmụ Mbaise niile hụ dat na anyị mere ihe fọ ndị Mbaise ọ bụghị fọ anyị nwa na onwe anyị ọ maka ndị Mbaise unu ahụ n'ọnọdụ anyị nọ na ụwa oge a na-aga jele ya ọrụ ma anyị nwee ike bụ ịdị na-ele ụmụ anyị kpọkete ha were na-enwe ike inye iji ụzọ anyị siri bịa ha marakwa n'ụzọ agaghị esi ala mgbe anyị na-anọghịkwa ya so aga m eme iji hụ dat na ebe niile anyị nọ gara n'ihu wedekwe n'udo wedekwe n'ịdị n'otu na ọganihu wede ikwe ugwu ihe mgbu ụwa ọchị ụda awụghị m ọchị agha ihe anyị ga-achọrọ gbuo ga-awụ ọchị ụda ya chọghịkwa ọchị agha ọgụ ndị ka anyị lụrụ alụ n'oge ọgụ na ahụ n'otu anyị dị ọ dịghị ahụ anyị mkpa ihe anyị ga-achọwa onye ga-eweta udo adịrị n'obodo bikọs ebe ọnwụ na udo nọ ọganihu ga-adị ya dịrị gị mma.
The next question is, what would you do to foster unity and social progress and economic development in this community?
Okay, Chief Iwu, anyị na-ajụ gị sị elee otu ị ga-esi ma ịbanye ọchịchị a echi kpọkọọ ụmụ Mbaise ọnụ weta udo mee ka mmeghe obodo bata na Mbaise, mee ka nka na ụzụ ihe ga-eweta akụnụba bata na Mbaise. Elee otu ị ga-esi mee ya ma itinye gị na ka ị bụrụ onye isi?
Udo dịrị gị, dịka m jiri kwuo, ekwuola m bifo otu m ga-eji weta udo na ọganihu na ịdị n'otu. Mana ị ga lee n'akwụkwọ m dere, ewe akwụkwọ m ga-iji ekwu ihe m ga-arụ. Ekwuru m na ihe mbụ anyị ga-eme ewu iwekọta akụnụba anyị niile ọnụ, mara ka efere ọnụ, marakwanị ka anyị ga-eji rụọ ọrụ. Achọrọ m ebumnobi m ịrụ klinik 3 na 3 local gọọmenti. And ebumnobi m ịkụ nkwụ 5,000 na each local gọọmenti, ịkụ akị ma japụ. Ihe uli na agrikọlchọ anyị eme ndị be ka anyị mpawa iji nweta ihe a gaghị na-eri, bikọs ọ bụ otu mba ndị ọzọ mere ihe. Imekwe n'ihe a na-akpọ skill acquisition, ya wụ ụmụ anyị ndị ke nọ n'ọdịghị nga ha nọ. Otu a ga-eji nyere ha aka ha enwe ike ịma aka weta ụmụaka ibe ha nọ n'ụwa niile iji mata ihe mere n'ụbọchị taa na otu ọganihu ụwa niile dị. Udo dịrị unu.
Thank you, Chief Wilson. Choma, back to you.
And we have just 2 more questions left for you tonight. The next question, second to last question, is how do you prioritize integrity and ethical conduct in your leadership approach? And how will you ensure transparency and accountability within the Mbaise USA organization?
Ugeze.
Chief Iwu, anyị chọrọ ịma n'usoro oshi dị mkpa otu ị ga-esi mee, etu ị ga-esi chịa Mbaise na nkwanye ugwu onye na onye, na-agaghị tụbọsị onye achị ebe a, onye achị ebe a. Elee otu ị ga-esi mee ya? Elee otu ị ga-esi chịa anyị iji mee ka ọchịchị gị gbafute ihe, ka anyị hụ ihe a na-eme site na ma ndokwa ego anyị, ma atụmatụ otu unu ga-esi chi anyị, ka ọha na eze ndị Mbaise nọ n'otu a mara ihe ị ga na-eme, ka a gbaa ya n'anwụ, ka a hafụ inwe ihe a ga-ezuma ezuma ma nke a ga-asị ekwupụtara nke a emechaa abịa nụ na ihe dị otu a mere. Biko kọwara anyị otu ị ga-esi hazie ya.
Ya, udo dịrị gị, dịka m chirila kwuo, awụghị m onye nwere ihe m na-ezu ezu n'azụ. Awụ m sọmbọdị na-eji ewefụta ihe ọbụla ọha ahụ ya. Ọ dị ka otu ekwuo ihe anyị chọrọ ịrụ na ihe anyị chọrọ iji ịrụ n'isi ala ka ohu ebe ụmụnne anyị. Anyị asịghị ka ewetile ihe ọma n'obodo, bọt ihe anyị kwuo n'owu ihe ọbụla na-eweta n'obodo, ihe ikwu okwegbuo agwa ndị obodo si lekwa ihe ego ọchagụcha ma ọ atụrụ ọgọgugo. Ọwụ dị gị bụrụ ihe ọzọ n'obi, ga na-agwa ụmụnna gị ihe ọzọ. Ihe mbịa ahala n'ebe ahụ dịka onye na-achị Mbaise, aga m eme ekichọ na anyị kpọkọla ya ụmụ Mbaise niile n'ebe ha nọ, na hụkwanị dat na anyị mere ọdit iji mata nga anyị nọ taa, nwere ike iji gosi ihe a hapụrụ m makwana ihe m nwere ike iji meni. So aga m hụ dat na the gọọmenti nọgbuo enwegodi projekti ha ji, anyị ga-eteki over from there. Anyị hụ dat na emeziri ya, as long as ọnwụ ihe gị ba ụmụ Mbaise mma. But ihe m na onwe m chọrọ bụ ihe ga-enwe immediate impact na our people right now. Ọ ya mere m jiri na-ekwu maka ihe niile ndị m kwuo, sị ihe ọbụla anyị ga-emegbu oge awụ ihe ga-adịrị ụmụ anyị mma, dịka this medical mission hụrụ anyị mere kemgbe. Anyị ewetatụ aka otu anyị ji emeghe ihe, werekwana inweta ego, ụfọdụ ego ndị ha anyị ji arụ ya, were ihe rụọ some of this clinic. Ọ dị ka ụmụnne m na-agara jeje mee ihe na Eziala Kovu, ewere 26,000 webe 45 million naira anyị gara eji were rụọ otu klinik na otu local gọọmenti. Ewere ihe naanị je kwụọ mma na primary school. Ihe ndị ha adịghị ma ọ bụ otu ụzọ anyị ga-esi adị ndụ. Udo dịrị gị.
So Chief Wilson, thank you for that answer. But I would like to state that we don't have Alozie Agowa here to respond, so we want to keep this answers as neutral as possible. We want you to emphasize on what you will do, and not have maybe direct attacks or anything if the other party is not here. So let us keep it as clean as possible. So Chioma, can we go to the next question, please?
Absolutely. So this is the last question for Chief Wilson for the night. And essentially, as a candidate for president, how do you plan to collaborate with other leaders and stakeholders to advance the collective interest of the community?
Okay, Chief Iwu, anyị chọrọ ịjụ gị sị gị banye ịchị ọchịchị nke onye isi Mbaise USA. Elee otu ị ga-esi gwa anyị otu ị ga-esi rụkọ ọrụ ọnụ with gị na ndị leaders nọ na sub meetings or ndị stakeholders, ndị ka na-akpọ stakeholders. Elee otu gị na ha ga-esi gbakọọ aka ọnụ rụọ ọrụ ka Mbaise dị mma ma n'ụlọ ma n'ama?
Yeah, thank you. Udo dịrị gị n'ajụjụ ọha. Onye ọbụla mara asị onye mana na-akwa akwa ma otu na-eji achị ya. Ihe gbasara otu eji achị ọchịchị bụ ihe m mụrụ na kemgbe. Ọ gaghịkwana obidoghịkwana taa. Ọ gaghịkwana egwu taa. A ga-akpọkọla ya ụmụ Mbaise n'ọnọdụ kọmitii. Ụmụ Mbaise nwere talent dị iche iche. Ahụ m somebody dị free ịkpọkọta onye ọbụla ka ọbụla ịma na agabịa mee. Aga m afụ out there ụmụ Mbaise dị willing inyere Mbaise aka ebe ọbụla nọ n'ụwa niile mana ala ma n'obodo anyị ma n'ụwa niile. Anyị anaghị agala ma mgbe anyị gachara Europe jee nye aka meziere ụmụnne anyị n'ebe iji nwedata aha Mbaise bilitere elu. So ihe bụ ihe m ga-eme mmakwanere mmemme ka Mbaise nwee ike ịdị na-aga n'ihu. Aga m akpọkọla ya ụmụ Mbaise nwere talent n'ụzọ dị iche iche tinye different committees ha enwe ike ịkpakọta ọnụ because the quality of a leader always to be able to assemble quality leaders that can make a difference in any place around the world. Udo dịrị gị.
Thank you so much. And those were all the questions we had for Chief Wilson tonight. So thank you.
No, we have one more question. Mbaise will ask one more question for Chief Wilson, and before we go to the vice presidential candidate, Joe Mado. Mbaise.
Chief Wilson.
Yes, ma'am.
As a member of MAM, and MAM wukwa akashirike, anyị so n'isi kwara na-atụ jimiwa na Mbaise USA. Ajụjụ anyị na-ajụ gị wụ ọchịchị na-adọ mgba dike na-abụ. Ọ bụrụ na iwin ha, ị gakwa enye aka kwado onye nke win niile ka atụmatụ niile a ị kwere nkwa na ị ga-eme na Mbaise ka ahụ na ọ dara ụda na emezuru ya?
Yeah, mụ na nwaanyị ajụghị ekele m gị and ma ndị MAM me na ha dị na mma awụ good. Enwere ezigbo ndị mmadụ nọ na MAM. Enwere m history of inye aka ka obodo were na-aga n'ihu. Ọnwa anyị nwa mepere Mbaise USA na 2008. From history ka o mepere. Ọnwa anyị nwa ndị tara ahụhụ were ego ejiri mepee ya. And Mbaise USA dị ka ọ dị ka ihe nọzi anyị n'ọbara. Ọ dị ka ihe nọ m n'ọbara maka anọ m there from day one. Mmadụ agaghị na-arụcha ụlọ ya esorokwa ekuzi ụlọ ya. Ya bụrụ ma mee win ihe onye ọbụla win nini. As long as onye enwere as long as ọ dịghị onye mere wayo ma ọ gwuo wayo ma ọ mebie ihe n'ụzọ na-agaghị adị mma. Emeghala ihe n'ụzọ ziri ezi, ụwa niile ga-ahụ na o ziri ezi. Onye ọbụla Mbaise chọrọ ha ewere onye ha chọrọ. Onye ọbụla ha chọrọ anyị ga-akwanye onye. Ọwụhụ maka mụnwa, ọ maka the future of your children, my children, and for the future of Mbaise. It's not about me, it's about Mbaise. So achọrọ m ka ndị Mbaise lezie anya were onye ga-ewetara ha ọganihu, were onye ga-ewetara ha udo, were onye ga-ewetara ha n'ịdị n'otu. Ọ ihe ha ga-elekwasị anya maka famili ọbụla na-adịghị n'otu enweghị ike aga n'ihu. And onye ga-eme ihe ahụ onye ga-ewedata umeala. Ekwuri ekwu n'akwụkwọ nsọ si ndị onye ka ga-awụ ndị onye ga-awụ onye isi unu. Ya bụ onye ka ihe ga-ekwu ịgbara unu bọye na-agaghị ahụ unu dịka si ya wa ọga bọtụ wụrụ nwa bọyị unu. Aga m adị ka sị awụ nwa bụ you know ọga unu. And aga m abụkwana a good sportsmanship, and aga m uphold the law of the land, the law of Mbaise USA. I will uphold it to the highest standard, and everybody knows me that I have that quality and credibility to do everything that I have itemized in this interview. Udo dịrị.
Thank you very much, Chief Wilson, Chief Iwu. We are very, very happy with your responses. We're going to move on to the vice presidential candidate, Chief Dr. Sa Jomadu. Chioma, can you go ahead and we'll start with the questions for Sajo, and then we address Ugweze, who has been doing a fabulous job at allowing our people to be able to understand. We appreciate that. We'll be able to transcribe the questions in Igbo, and we'll move forward. So Chioma, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So Dr. Madu, is that the best? Dr. Sir Joe Madu. So we'll call you Dr. Madu for the questions, okay? How do you envision your role as vice president in supporting the president's agenda, while also representing the interests and concerns of the Mbaise's constituents?
Okay, Dr. Madu. Olee otu ị ga-esi n'ọnọdụ gị as onye na-eso onye isi na-achị bụ president nyere onye isi aka iji kwado ihe ndị ọ tụbọsịrị na ọ ga-eme na Mbaise, ihe ndị ọ sị na ọ ga-eme na Mbaise, tinye aka n'usoro iwu na-achị Mbaise. Olee otu ị ga-esi nye aka ka ihe a kwado ihe a n'ọnọdụ gị dịka onye osote onye isi na-achị?
First and foremost, I would like to say it's a pleasure, and you can call me Sajo. I'm popularly known as Sajo. I'm Dr. Sajo Madu, and I'm from Ezudo. And to answer your question, I am a disciple of his core belief. And the centerpiece of that core belief is on Evumnobi, Umumbise, a land that is known for peace, prosperity, brotherhood, and sisterhood. So I advocate that all his agenda and articulated, envisioned are doable. My job is to support and to be able to step up to the plate to serve Mbaise effectively.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. The second question I have for you is, can you highlight specific instances where your leadership and community service experience have positively impacted Mbaise? And how do you plan to build upon these achievements in your role as vice president?
Sajo, anyị chọrọ ịma inyetụ anyị arịba ama ọwa atụmatụ ihe imegoro n'ọnọdụ onye na-achị achị, etu o si gbasa ụmụ Mbaise ma ọ aka inyegoro iji kwalite ụmụ Mbaise, and ga-agwakwa anyị otu ị ga-esi n'ịnọrọ n'ọchịchị a na-akwalitekwa ha na-aga n'ihu ka hapụ inwe ịda mba. So enwego ndị nyetụ anyị atụmatụ ihe imegoro dịka onye na-achị achịchị na mbụ, ihe imegoro iji kwalite ụmụ Mbaise ma ọ wụ ebe a ma ọ wụ n'ụlọ.
I thank you so much. I would say that about 29 years ago, I served as the president of Mbaise Niile, known as Dallas Fort Worth. And since then, I've never even envisioned to be in a position of that level of stewardship. And what I have done is to encourage younger generation to fill the gap. I've also extended scholarships. I've also extended community help in electrification, in water supply, in agriculture to my community in Ezudo. And I've done the same thing beyond the boundaries of Ezido and Mbaise. But since Mbaise is of particular interest, I will also say this. As chairman of the board of directors of African Universities Fund, registered in New York, since last year, we have acquired 1,000 scholarships in skill acquisition with particular emphasis in IT, cybersecurity, in preparing our youth for the challenges of tomorrow. We have established physical presence that is currently helping. The reason why you haven't heard about this is this. My goal is not about personal aggrandizement or who wears the crown. It's about getting things done, subliminally and otherwise. I intend to continue to be that kind of a person that gets things done instead of taking the credit. I hope that answers your question.
Yes. You've highlighted just now some of the amazing things that you've done. How would you continue to advance this work to address such areas as education, healthcare, and economic development?
Okay, Samadu, anyị anụgo ihe niile imegoro iji kwado ụmụ Mbaise etu isi na-eme ya n'agbanyeghị ekwubeghị ya ọha niile anụ ya. So gbatụkwala anyị otu ị ga-esi na-emekwa ihe a na-aganye tinye aka n'ebe mmụta nọ. Mmụta dị mkpa maka ndị ntorobịa ndị ga-anọchi anya anyị. Maka ebe a na-agwọ ọrịa, ahụike dị mkpa. Ele otu a ga-esi mee ya ka ebe a na-aga ele ahụ na-agwọ ọrịa adịkwa mma. Abịakwa na mkpata akụ na ụba bụ ebe nke ndị oyibo na-akpọ economic development. Ele otu ị ga-esi nye aka ka e nwee mkpata akụ na ụba n'ime ndị nọ n'ụlọ na ndị nọkwa ebe a, ka onye aka na-ebelata ụmụ nwa nsogbu ndị a na-enwe n'ụlọ. Ndewo.
Udodorege, good question. I would like to say this: you cannot do what you don't know. I always use the acronym BEST to mean you have to believe in what you're doing. E, you have to be enthusiastic about it. S, you have to have the skill and the capacity to get that thing done. And T, you have to be tenacious about it. When it comes to healthcare, I am a healthcare professional licensed by the state of Texas for the last 30-something years and still practicing in good standing with the Texas Medical Board. I am also a licensed healthcare, not respiratory facility, but nursing home and hospital administrator, still licensed by the state of Texas. So I understand healthcare. To particularize it in Mbaise, I started doing medical mission before Mbaise USA existed. And I'm still doing medical mission up to today. When it comes to education, I was the adjunct faculty member with International University, formerly called California College for Health Sciences, from 1991 until 2 years ago, when International University in Utah was closed down. So I understand education. I understand the power. I understand what it means to close the transgenerational gap and to build for the future. And number 3 is economic empowerment. I am the president of the U.S.-Africa Chamber of Commerce. What distinguishes the U.S.-Africa Chamber of Commerce is we believe in not only transactional economy, providing trade and investment and investors, and I've provided investors, even to Imo State, even within the 7 months His Excellency Emeki Hedioha was governor of Imo State. I was not funded by anybody. I brought my own investors into Abuja, into Imo State to support. So that gives you an idea of track record, why it pertains to Mbaise and Imo State. The last part of it is the U.S.-Africa Chamber of Commerce. It distinguishes itself from any other chamber in the world because we believe in holistic human and natural capital capacity optimization. Therefore, we look at the challenges of Mbaise is what is our asset and how can we leverage it? And I'm also telling you that the centerpiece of what we do is not Nigeria, it is global. So if I can do it in Ukraine, in Russia, in Canada, in Australia, in many African countries, why can't I do it for my own people? And I am still doing it, and I can do it more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sajo. That's a fantastic answer. Chioma, let's get to the next question, please.
So the next question is, as Vice President, how would you solicit feedback, not only solicit feedback and not only address grievances, but ensure that you have an inclusive decision-making process?
Dịka onye ga-esote onye isi, elee amara etu ị ga-esi gee ntị maka kpakwu ndị ị na-achị. Elee otu ị ga-esi mee ka udo dị, mee ka nsogbu ha jiri bịa, onye ọbụla asọlvụọrọ ha problem ha ji bịa. Elee otu ị ga-esi tinye ha na itinye ọnụ n'okwu ihe gbasara ha ma ị bụrụ onye na-esote onye isi. Ndewo.
Udo dịrị gị. Again, as somebody that has served with different cultures and different people from all over the world currently, and have also managed nursing home and hospital facilities for Nexion and Cantex, with over 150 employees. The same thing you do when you manage resources is to create a conducive environment whereby people can interact, whether it is multidisciplinary, multicultural, or what have you. Differences of opinion and dialogue provides a unique opportunity to what we consider as challenges, but they are opportunities that are intricately interwoven in the interactions. I would create a conducive environment, encourage a conducive environment, be selfless about it, and it's not about me. One of the biggest problems that people have in leadership is they start thinking it's about them. And also, if you believe in democracy, people cannot be a clone of you. They have a right to vet and vent their opportunities and challenges. I would encourage communities to address this, tap into the wisdom of our elders, close the transgenerational gap between our elders and the young people, because those young people, we are not capturing them, and they are at the future of Mbaise.
Final question from me, we have one more question, is how do you plan to uphold integrity and accountability in your role as Vice President? And what will you do to promote transparency in your position as well?
Ugeze.
Sajo, ajụjụ a anyị jụkwara onye nke chọrọ iwe onye isi, sị, elee otu ị ga-esi kwado ugwu ọchịchị? Ịgwa anyị nye gị ihe ga-akara anyị nga ọ dị, kara anyị otu esi mee ya. Elee otu ị ga-esi mee ka Mbaise niile nọ na USA hụ asapere anyị akwụkwọ sị, lekwe nga Shilada gara, lekwe nga akwụkwọ enyere gara, nke ndị bekee na-akpọ transparency. Ikwere anyị nkwa na ị ga-eme ya, na anyị ga-anụ ya, anyị ga-ahụ ya. Ndewo.
Ndewo, and peace be with you. I would like to say, for those who know me, first of all, the anchor of my core belief starts from my upbringing. And I will also challenge Mbaise niile to always remember, it's not about being on any side. Don't be on Joe Mado's side. Don't be on Ugeze's side. Don't be on Sir Wilson's side. We must all be on Mbaise's side. And when people do not understand what is Mbaise's side, they might start thinking it's about the ideologies and what have you. They need to look in the mirror. Whatever you see there, you ask yourself, what did my parents teach me? My grandmother of great memory who raised me taught me to be straight up. I grew up, went to a junior seminary, and they taught me to be, let yes be yes and no be no, and nothing more to it. And those who know me, or those who can ask, call around and ask, who is Sajo? Globally, yes is yes, and no is no. It is my job to make sure that integrity is upheld by me and by those around me. As a matter of fact, people will tell you that if you want to deviate from respecting the people and the rule of law, you'll be very uncomfortable with me. Do not gossip. People don't even call me for gossip because they know I am focused on objectivity. One of the reasons for this is we're all brothers and sisters. We don't really have to make decisions based on brotherhood. we need to make decisions in protecting the territorial integrity of our constitution. Thank you.
Thank you again, Sajo. I think for the last question, we'll go to Ugweze, which I'll ask it in Choma will ask it in English, which is a question about if Choma, do you have that last question, or should we give it to Ugweze to answer? Sajo, the question is, if you do not win the role of vice president, will you support the candidate that wins? We want to hear your position on that. And Ugweze, can you transcribe that for our viewers in Igbo so they have a clear answer on that?
Okay, Sajo, ajụjụ anyị jụrụ anyị ajụkwala ya sa Chief Wilson ewuse. Ọ bụrụ na unu abaghị n'ọchịchị ma ọ bụrụ na Mbaise ahụ ọhụụ unu so n'ọchịwa, unu ga-enyekwa aka kwado ndị nke onye ka winini ndị a ga-akwado si ha ndị Mbaise ga-aghọsị ha winini, unu ga-enye aka kwado ha ka mmeghe obodo a anyị na-ekwu ihe dum a unu kwuru na unu ga-eme ka ahụ na emezuru ya n'ọchịchị ndị nke winini. Ndewo.
Ndewo. The answer to that is emphatic yes, because I believe in democracy. I believe in the voice of the people. Opportunity now is before Mbaise to choose whether they want a continuation or they want those who would implement what is already written in the Constitution. The problem is not really implementation, or is not really what is written. Is not even implementation, is the implementers, without really being disrespectful, or the implementation is not being executed transparently, respect of one another, respect of the law, respect of even our registration as a 501c. All these things to me is what really has brought me up to the speed to come out to see if I can serve and make a difference. I respect the voice of Mbaise because the voice of the people to me is the voice of God.
Thank you very much. That is fantastic. I would like to also say that the other participants that are running for office were extended invitations. I did speak to SOS Echendu, the current president, and also Mr. I think, hold on, let me get his name correctly. I want to make sure I have the titles right. He's running for president as well. I think yes. Ezeji Alozie Agowa. I did speak to him. He's a gentleman, and he has expressed that he would at some point consider coming to give his views as well. And some of the other participants as well. So I would like to say that this forum is very open to allow people to express their views. NoireTV does not take any position on any candidates. So we'll move next to the candidates for Board of Delegates and Deputy Board of Delegates position. I would have the parties introduce themselves, and then Chioma and Ugweze, who's doing a great job. Chioma is doing a fantastic job to take it out, take it over and then give those questions so we can round up. So gentlemen running for Board of Delegates and the party running for Deputy Board of Delegates to introduce themselves, and then we'll take it over.
Thank you very much. The reason why I use my title is because we're addressing the people of Mbaise. So at least if they give you the crown, it's good for you to introduce yourself as that. My name is High Chief Okoshi Celestine Onyise. I live in Chicago and I'm married. I've been married for more than 25 years. I have 4 kids. I have a degree in economics, and also I have a degree in political science and some legal studies. So I have been, president of Utulamom Autonomous Community. And also I have been vice president of MECA in Chicago, which is Mbaise Educational and Cultural Association. And currently I am the president. And I've always like not to run for something. I like to always help to, facilitate things behind. But anytime I see something is going wrong, that's when I tend to run. So I ran, I didn't even campaign in Chicago. Chicago said, Okoshi, you have to be our president. So again, they gave me that. And I've seen what is going on in Mbaise, USA. I've run, so I just say, you know what? They say, Okoshi, you have to go there and help fix it up. So I think we're running on things like where, rules are being breached. And
hi
We're
Chief.
going to have some time to go
Yeah,
into
we're going to
specific
address that in the
issues.
questions. We just wanted the introduction,
Yes.
and then we'll Choma and Ugueza will ask the direct questions. Who's the other? I think the other deputy board of director position.
So I'm running for board chairman.
Okay, you're running for board chairman. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
So for the deputy, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay, I repeat, my name is Emmanuel Ndukwegbulem Onyoku. I decided to run for the deputy board in order to help to bring progress and the rule of law in regards to Mbaise, USA.
Thank you very much. So we're going to quickly jump into it. Choma and Ugeze, let's start with the questions. What we'll probably do so we can speed this up. I know people are watching from different locations, so we can be respectful of people's time. I think we'll ask one question to High Chief Celestin, and then we'll ask the next question to Mr. Celestin, the next question to him. That way we rotate it really quickly. And you and Ugeze can translate, and then we kind of get ourselves out of here in time. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Choma, go ahead with the first question for High Chief Celestin.
That's excellent. Okay. As a member of the Board of Delegates, what specific expertise and insights do you bring to the table that will contribute to the effective governance and strategic decision-making for Mbaise, USA?
Hi, Chief Celestin.
No.
Ajụjụ anyị bụ elee akara aka na nghọta nke onwe gị ị ga-eji tinye aka ọ bụrụ na ịbata n'ọchịchị wee nye aka ka a chịa ndị Mbaise ọfụma ka nchịkọ ọnụ Mbaise gaa were maka atụmatụ ndị a na akara aka iji bata n'ọchịchị na Mbaise USA.
Thank you very much for the question. Let me be humbly, say that, thanks to my, folks and my parents, my antecedents, shows, my economics, where it came from. So as an economics person with degree, and not only I have the certificate, I am the owner of Sino Enterprise LLC, United States. And also, due to the suffering my people are suffering back home, I have also opened an industry in Nigeria that hires about more than 10 workers. So, and this has been more than 4 years. So, and also, when you look in Chicago also, how I've moved them from deficit money to big positive, where they can even use like their money in the bank to make money, to have a rollover. So these are a lot of opportunities which our people are really missing. Plus also the a kind of how they can approve like some money to go in for medical mission, 20,000 that was not accounted for. These are the things that Mbaise people have to know exactly what is going on. You can't just come up one day at board delegate and tell us 20,000 will be supported again for 60,000. That is not the way you bring up people's money. You need to tell us what it is. So that's one of the ways I have to be checks and balances. The people need to have transparency to see what's going on. What is this money going to before you can approve it? Thank you.
Thank you so much. And this next question is from Mr. Emmanuel. Can you provide examples of your previous involvement in community service and leadership roles? And how do you plan to leverage this experience to fulfill your responsibilities as a Board of Delegates member?
Mr. Emmanuel, olee otu ị ga-eji were nghọta ọchịchị ndị nke ịchịgoro na mbụ, nye anyị atụmatụ ihe ndị megoro oge ịchịrị ọchịchị ndị ahụ na etu ị ga-eji werekwe atụmatụ ndị ahụ were nye aka ịchị Mbaise n'ọnọdụ a ga-enye gị dịka onye bọọdụ. Elee otu atụmatụ ndị ahụ ị nwere n'oge ọchịchị ga-eji nyere gị aka ka ịchị ọchịchị a ma Mbaise sị gị bịa chịwa anyị na bọọdụ?
Thank you very much. First of all, I'm a businessman. And the role of a businessman is to keep track of the business. I have been a leader of the Chamele Development Union in 501c. I was able to help to facilitate the health center in my community to becoming a general hospital, to be a hospital. I have obtained a license from the government. If you go to a local government and ask about Chamele Health Center, they will give you the documents, show you the property I bought and how I executed the property by fencing it around. And if you go to Owerri, they will tell you about Chamele Development Union, Chamele General Hospital is because of my activities as a leader of that organization. That is one. Two, I'm a businessman, like I said earlier. I have trained people around me. I believe in inventory. You do inventories of your commodities. And for you to do inventories of commodities, you are keeping record of those things. As a leader, if I become the deputy chairman, I will first of all help my chairman to keep track by keeping the laws of Mbaise USA, implementing it. Writing laws is one thing, implementation is another thing. So I will make sure that I will help him to make sure that all the laws of Mbaise USA is kept in order. And secondly, I will also try to let him know that the meaning of or the execution of our business is to be honest to the community. If you can be able to be honest to the community will flow in a better position. Therefore, I honestly believe that if I happen to be lucky for them to hire me to serve them, they will not regret it. And I will make sure that Mbaise progresses more as we are now, because violation of the laws is one way of terminating the organization step by step. So my position is to make sure that you follow the law.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I want to say a few words before we continue this interview. It has come to my attention that there is parties that are saying that they would have liked to participate. Now this forum, it's a program called Global Politics Horizon. We have had individuals from Peter Obi to presidents of different countries. We are not having a debate here. A debate is when you have other parties, all the candidates involved. The parties here chose to come here to talk about what they want to do for Mbaise. NoireTV has no position, does not control this organization, and is not involved in the politics of this organization. What we are here doing is we're asking parties, like we've had from Yoruba organizations to organizations across multiple parts, to come and talk about what they are doing. Now, these parties chose to come here to express their views on what they want to do. I have moderated this to ensure that no attacks, nobody is laying attacks on anyone, or it's not a situation where it's a campaign forum here. It is just for each party to talk about what they want to do. And again, the invitation is open to the other parties, again, to come and talk about what they're going to do for the organization. So I want to make that very clear so that whichever party is peddling any type of rumors is not something that I accept. I have no interest in this organization, even though I'm from Mbaise. This is a venture-backed company. We're in 28 million homes. In fact, if I were to charge this organization for this, you guys could not afford to pay me. So let me make it categorically clear. I'm not in support of any of these individuals here. I like I like the fact that people want to express themselves, and that is what I'm given an opportunity for people to do here. So I'll go back to Chioma and Ugweze, who have taken time out. I have my technical team that's transmitting this in 28 million homes. So I take this very seriously when I see questions or when people bring up things in that nature. This is not a campaign event. This is not an Mbaise event. This is an interview, a very serious, something that I take very seriously. So Chioma, let's go back to this thing and try to get this concluded so we can move on. Thank you.
Okay, this next question is for High Chief Celestine. What initiatives do you propose to enhance communication and collaboration between the Board of Delegates and other stakeholders within the Mbaise community?
Okay, anyị sị n'onwe gị, elee ihe iji abatago n'ọchịchị a? Akara aka nke gị ị ga-eji bata n'ọchịchị ga-akwado mgbasa ozi, maka mgbasa ozi dị mkpa, na ịnọkọ ọnụ kwekọrọ ọnụ were rụọ ọrụ savụọ Mbaise dịka onye bọọdụ. Etu ị ga-eshi nọkọkwa ọrụ rụọ with ndị nke a na-akpọ stakeholders, ya wụ ndị Mbaise họpụtara, ndị enwe ike na-ajụ ajụjụ ma ị na-atụzi aka. Elee ihe iji bịa n'onwe gị, akara aka nke gị ị ga-eji kwado ihe dị otu a, na a ga-enwe mgbasa ozi na nnọkọ ọnụ wee rụọ ọrụ. Ndewo.
Ndewo. Nne, thank you very much. Asị ihe agbala aka na-eji enyoli. I am blessed by Mbaise. Chineke Mbaise gọzie m na ụmụ, gọzie ndị ka anyị. We have human capital. So when I see this being wasted, I'm very uncomfortable. This human capital was one of the things that motivated me to go and open up industry. Why our youths, educated, are roaming around with no jobs. We have what it takes to make Mbaise one of the best places. Now, you can imagine one of the things too I will introduce right away. Some of our people don't, they are not understanding about this new technology, where there's another president, another state, we talked about introducing campaign online. You don't need to fly to different states anymore. However, you can go and visit other states to see your family members. You can do campaign, have a kind of circuit. Mbaise will have campaign on this. Everybody can dial in and hear from the people that are running and what you can do for Mbaise. Also, some of the things where monetary aspect, can you imagine where Mbaise can buy a kind of land, which is, you can buy a plot of land. I know I own a couple of properties here. You can buy a property for like $200,000 to $300,000, where you can have as a stationary place for us to have a meeting, where nobody can get kicked out in a hotel. So can you imagine, we have these places where you can even have some segments where people can have a restaurant. This is owned by us now that we can transfer it to our own youths. So these are things I can continue on and on and on. Even what can I bring to the table at the delegates meetings? I'm the one who moved the campaign to say you cannot suspend other, Washington people because of your political, grievances. Yes, thank God the sitting president Ochoa did accept what I said, that my goal and what I said was clear. They reinstated those citizens. So that shows you what I can do. I can bring a lot of more to Mbaise people. Thank you.
Thank you. This next question is for Mr. Emmanuel. How do you prioritize accountability and transparency within the Board of Delegates? And what measures will you advocate for to ensure ethical conduct and responsible stewardship of resources?
Okay. N'usoro ịdị mkpa, elee ebe ị ga-edowe egwu anyị ihe ị na-eme nke a na-akpọ accountability, ịsapere anyị akwụkwọ ma ihe ọ bụla na-eme ka o doo onye ihu anya silekwa ihe unu na-eme dịka onye bọọdụ. Olee ọnọdụ idowere ya n'ọnọdụ ịdị mkpa? Elee ebe idowere ihe ndị a? Elee kwenu usoro ị ga-eji wee kwado, gbaa mbọ, mee ka usoro ọbụla eji mee ihe a dị n'usoro ọ ga-adabara onye ihu, dabara onye azụ, ka a hafụ inwe ịta kwurukwuru na ọnọdụ a ị na-aga echi ka onye bọọdụ. Ndewo.
Thank you very much, ma'am. First of all, 501c is equal opportunity company. I will first of all, through my chairman, establish a rule that will open up an office, 2 offices for this organization. One in the headquarters of Dallas, where it's registered, and one choosing place for record keeping and accountability on issues. 2, I will open up a course, I will suggest for a call center to track every other thing we have by keeping a receptionist or a secretary that will have every information about Mbaise together, not on individual houses. That is 2. 3, I will make sure that Mbaise employs people to solicit for funds in order to carry our project. We have too much membership. We are up to 1,000 plus. You cannot tell me that Mbaise cannot move the mountain with that density of population. We have to, I will suggest to my chairman to bring a law that will open up quarterly or by quarterly, I will say quarterly, or every 6 months to report on financial issues to the secretary. And I will open up a spot, I will suggest for an office that will have solicitors that will be paid.
Okay, this question is, how do you plan to support the Board of Delegates in fulfilling its duties and objectives? What specific steps will you take to prepare for potential leadership roles within the organization in the future?
Okay. Anyị ajụjụ anyị na-ajụ gị wụ, dịka ọ bụrụ na asị gị chịwa ka onye na-esote bọọdụ, elee ihe ị ga-eme na etu ị ga-esi akwado iji kwado ndị ọ dị gị ka ha ga-achịnwe ọchịchị n'ọbịanihu? Elee otu ị ga-eji mee ka aghọta ụdịrị ndị ahụ n'ime otu anyị a? Ịmarala na otu a otu jikọrọ otu ndị ọzọ ọnụ. Enwere otu ndị ọzọ nọ na steeti niile. Gị nwa wụ bọọdụ, elee otu ị ga-esi na-ahọpụta ma ọ tụọ aka sị onye a nwere ike ịchịnwu ọchịchị ma onye a nwere leadership skill nke a na-asụ n'oyibo? Ndewo.
Ndewo. Thank you very much. One of the, if you look at like what you asked, how can I get people on what about the legalistic of things? I must be honest, what I do, I'm a customer service person, custodians. And when it comes to legal stuff too, and to know who can be a leader, I'm a salesperson, I train salespeople. So when you are naturally have this wisdom, from what people say, you can know exactly who they are. I'm a kind of guy that you cannot sell me something that is not sellable. You cannot. If you cannot show me factually I think everything you just blowing the smoke. Now, if you come to delegate, there has never been any of the votes that are moved that did not pass. Even all these things I was hearing about, a lot of things that was unfair. Can you imagine if all our people get together, we're all in one, we love each other, which we do. So I'm telling you, all I'm seeing is a little puzzle that can get all these things in place, which I have proven from between Otulu, Amomra, and Amomra itself to bridge the gap. Unity brings progress at any given time. Never accept somebody who's trying to bring division, because I am empowered and understood about how somebody can bring some distractions so they can get what they want. As a president, sitting president of Chicago, go and verify. I came in, I cleaned, like for instance, to give you an example, some people were backlogged that they said, oh, they were not owing. When I came in as an economics, I did all the whole bookkeeping, debit and credits. I recovered about $5,000. You don't need to ask for any other personnel. I can do it because all I need to do, give me the books. I will go bit by bit. How do you get leadership? Trust me, people who always talk about progressive, I'm a progressive kind of human being. You are for me.
Thank
and
you.
I believe that there is no mountain that cannot be climbed. So I don't like when people tell me something cannot be done. Yes, it can be done. So can you imagine from us who came from almost, when we came here, we didn't have nobody gave you thousands of dollars. But guess what, folks? We can really, I'm blessed. So I want to translate the same thing I have to have a lot of, bring up some Mbaise people to say, guys, if I can train these, you guys can multiply. It's called multiply effect in economics. So that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Thank you very much, High Chief.
Thank you.
I think Chioma will have 2 questions for the other deputy board of director, so that he can be able to answer as well.
So the deputy board. Ajụjụ m na-ajụ gị, anyị chọrọ ịjụ gị gbasara ndị ntorobịa, ndị youth. Ị na-ekwu okwu etu ị ga-esi mara ndị nwere ike ịchị ọchịchị. So ajụjụ awụ, elee otu ị ga-esi aghọta ndị ahụ nwere ike ịchị ọchịchị na ndị youth? Ihe m ji na-ajụ ihe awụ, Mbaise convention anyị na-eme ya. Afọ ahụ a na-eme convention ka anyị na-anụ ihe gbasara ndị youth. Anyị anaghị enwe ọchịchị ndị youth ga na-aga n'ihu ma emechaa convention. Anyị anaghị ekwete na ụmụaka anyị etole. So gị nwa wụ board leadership mara gị n'aka na ịghọta ma ọ ịhụ ndị nwere ike chini. Elee otu ị ga-esi kpọbata ndị youth? Elee otu isi aghọta ndị nke youth? Onye etu anyị nọ na onye ọbụla ga-ama na enwe ndị ga-anọchi anyị ma anyị nwụọ ọnwụ dị ire. Biko gbatụ anyị otu ị ga-esi kpọbata ndị youth n'ihe a.
Nwanne m nwaanyị ndewo. Maasị anaghị ekele ekwu Igbo dị iji jụọ m ya. Nke mbụ, anyị nwee ike ịghọta na anyị wụ ndị Igbo. Anyị ga-eme ka ụmụ anyị ghọta so nwere ebe chi. Anyị biro, aga m ịrịọ onye nsọ onye isi m si anyị ga-eme ihe a na-akpọ njem la otu n'otu nke ndị bekee kpọrọ chapters. We go to chapters to educate them or tinye ya n'iwu anyị that anyị ga-eme ka each chapter nwee ọgbakọ ndị okorobịa and ụbọchị kwamgbe anyị nye ha ohere ka ha bịa gwa anyị meeting anyị abịara chi anyị otu anyị nye ohere ha preside ya over the meeting as we continue to move along with them. And aga m agwakwa onye isi m sị site na ọnọdụ a anyị ga-agwa the president ka anyị nwee ike nwee visit ka wụkwa ka ala nọ n'ụlọ eme were kọmputa na-eme anyị ga-aga visit chapter by chapter na-eme ka ha mata uru ọ bara ime ka ụmụ anyị mara na nwere ebe anyị and uru ọ bakwa n'ime ka ụmụ anyị mara na nwere ebe anyị gakwa eme ka ndị okomarụ anyị ndị nne na nna kwụsị ịkatọ ndị na nna ibe ha n'ihu ụmụ ha. Ọ bụrụ na anyị kwụsị ịkatọ ndị enyi anyị na ndị nne na nna ndị ọzọ n'ihu ụmụ anyị, a ka ahụ na ịhụnanya dị n'ime anyị. Anyị agaghị echi ekwere maka ya leso anyị aga ọgbakọ. Anyị ga na-arịọ sị onye ọbụla gara akpọ onwe ya bịa meeting, at least ihe nọ n'ụlọ ma adịghị skuulu agara ka kpọrọ ha bịa. O wee eziokwu m ụfọdụ ihe si ihe mere ha like ihe ya, but gị mee ka ha mara na ọ bụrụ na etu oge echi hụ ha gị ọ ga gị nọ nke ahụ, ma ọ bịakwa na-abịa kọrọ etie ihe ahụ ọ sịrị adịghị mmagbu ihe ahụ kọntinu kwe. So anyị ga-eme ihe niile anyị ga-eme ime ka ndị nne na nna anyị hụ onwe ha n'anya first. Talk good about your fellow citizen. Give me keep good about your fellow citizen. Your children will learn from there, and because of how good you are talking about your fellow citizens, they would like to come to meeting with you to meet those people who were good about them. But more than they won't come around. So Agamabali, you make a Ojoma, you make a Hamanana, Kembo, Kaimiki, what Aluan, you say, make Kotoga, no Nozola, one more Konozola, leave home, Imega Kahana note, Ebian so, Lebonono, or him Molenaka, Deo.
Thank you, sir. I think we'll move to the next question, Choma.
Which would be the last question, I think.
That's correct, yes.
I don't have any more questions.
We're finished.
Okay, I think Ugweze is going to ask a question. Go ahead, Ugweze.
The question also goes to Obasakwari support. Ana Junior Obuna Biare Church here. Oburuna asị Mbaise ahụ ha ga-esere bịa chịwa anyị. Enwe onye ọzọ gị na ya na-adọ ihe a win ị ga-enyekwa aka ihe dum i kwuru ebe a na mekwe ka onye ahụ kwado onye ahụ ka enweta ya Mbaise ka ọ dịrị Mbaise niile mma ọ nọ n'ụlọ nọ n'ọnụ n'ama. Ndewo.
Yeah.
Hi, Chief Celestin. Go ahead first, Chief.
Is that for me or Chief Celestin?
Okay, you can start first. You can go ahead and start first.
Okay. Thank you very much. One is I'm coming to serve. If you say I'm not going to serve you, I won't force myself on you, and that wouldn't let me get out of you. I was once the chairman of ethics committee. For some reasons, they disbanded the ethics committee and choose another one. That didn't stop me from coming to the meeting. I was there to correct other things that is not good. So I strongly believe that this is a journey for our children yet unborn. What have you to give to your children yet unborn? Mbaise has given us a lot. What do we have to give? What we have to give them is cooperation, honesty, fairness, adhering to the rule of laws, justice, courage. These are the things we have to give and how can I give back to those things if because I was not elected, I left the organization? Then I did not give back to what Mbaise gave to me. So if I did not win, I will impress whoever won and thank him for defeating me. But I believe that I'm going to win. So the belief, the fact that I will not, somebody is not there. So I believe that I'm going to win because Mbaise knows a lot is good from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Hi, Chief Celestin. The same question for you. If you do not win, will you be supporting the parties that won to move your organization forward?
Oh yeah, for sure. For instance, in politics, election is like a sport. So you have to learn, even what makes you good is to get down and come back up. However, having said that, like I said initially, that I came out because of the whole thing that people say, you know what, we're done, there's a lot of violations. But of course, yeah, when people called you, they're the one who called you. If they said, okay, the number did not pass, it's fine. Because I can tell you, because I'm telling you, my people are I love my people so much because they are well-to-do, so you can't really, they know, as an outreach, so they have seen it over and over. So I think I will even, really celebrate. Even the guy that's there now, he's not a bad guy. It's not the kind of thing you want.
Hi, Chief Celestin.
I will
would
embrace,
prefer,
of course, I will embrace.
I would prefer you not address anyone that's not here.
Right.
We just want to talk about you. The forum is open to everyone, and
Right.
we don't want to there's any kind of form of even if it's a praise, let's just talk about you, which is really
Okay,
why
yeah.
I'm forum. Yes.
Oh yeah, totally. So that's what I was saying is, of course, I will embrace that, because what it is that I believe, like you think, Mbaise is in a good spot now. Kennedy once says that, one American president once says that there's nothing to fear but fear itself. So I have done it. So if I can, make from 1,000 to, millions, so I think I want to bring the same thing to Mbaise people to become a multi-millionaire, institution. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Before we end this program, I would like to. I understand there is an electoral committee that is had. Mbaise has an electoral committee. Again, our program is Global Politics Horizon. The idea is for people to showcase our people. The individuals on this program wanted to come on to talk about themselves. Again, I am from Obadiah. I has Mbaise myself. I am not participant in any of these organizations, but I feel it's necessary to showcase what we have. Mbaise when Madu, to show that even though we are here in the U.S., to have our voices heard. So to the electoral committee and to other parties, feel free. We'll love people to come to our studios. We had to have this because we have people in multiple locations. We will also like to put a big thank you to Ugueze Anebe, who has done a very fantastic job in transcribing this in Igbo. This is our first Igbo translation program here that we've had. And to Choma, who has a very important, she has some very important interviews coming in next week. It's going to be some important individuals from Nigeria. So you guys look out for that. So it's going to be coming along. And to the candidates, I'm very, very happy to talk to you guys. And to the parties that are not here, please feel free to reach out. If there are protocols in your organization, we did not know about them. And we apologize if there's any violation of any of our protocols. Again, this is not a debate. That is why we try to moderate it to make sure that the parties that are not here are able to express themselves, and only the parties here express themselves on what they will do. Thank you very much. Chioma, do you have any last words? Ugeze, do you want to say anything to people that I know you are part of MAMS? And Chioma, I guess this is your first Igbo program. Usually it's in English. So we're trying to get your feet wet. I know you did some interesting things with the names, but it's we're doing great. Ugeze, do you have anything to say before we end the program here?
Yes, I can speak in English now.
Okay.
I'm going to use this opportunity to say thank you to each and every one of you that participated. Gidi gidi wugweze. Mbaise nwere mmadụ. Biko, ka anyị nọrọkwanụ ka ụmụnne nọkọ ọnụ. Anyị zuru ka eme. Mbaise nọ na diaspora sọsọ Mbaise nọ na Mbaise nọ na USA nwere ike ime Mbaise ya developụ ma anyị gbakọ aka ọnụ. Ndewo.
Chioma, any words? And gentlemen, any last words as well? If you want to say anything, as long as it's not political, just we are also open to talk as well. So
No, thank you to everyone who participated. Like Emeka said, this is our first edition of this series, and we'd like to continue it. So anyone who feels like they have something to say, please reach out to us. We would love to accommodate you as best we can. We have a full roster of programming, but we are more than happy to partner with anyone, be it for political purposes or business purposes, if you have advertising, anything like that, because several of you are business people. So please feel free to reach out to us, and we look forward to bringing more content like this to you guys soon. Remember, you can follow us on Verizon Fios, channel 269, Optimum Cablevision, channel 1100. And we also have an app that you can download and watch this material as well. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And that's at this point, we'd like to say that's the end of the night. Good night, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you very much.
NoireTV, showing on Verizon Fios, channel 269, Optimum channel 1100, and on Digicel. Or on our website, www.noiretv.com, or download the app from the App Store or Play Store.